mindset, that's a big back end. Let the beat drop, bring that back in. Fresh out the beta game in my jeans. Blap, slap, what do that mean? And mean that banging. Have my hand out, let me hang.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. And off we go from Denver. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. Off the play fake. Nix. That one complete down the field to Smith. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the...
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move. All the way up to the 40-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Robinson on a give right side. And some room to roam now. There's Robinson showing the flash. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 34. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
2nd and 10. Now Penix. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Robinson will try to pick it up. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Koo knocks this one through the post. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. To throw, here's Nix. Blitz coming, and down he goes. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. To throw is Nix. This is Smith with a grab. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
I like the boldness of that play call from the offensive coordinator because he wasn't daunted even by the double coverage he expected to draw to the tight end. The result, a huge gain and a major shot of confidence for everyone on the offense.
A first carry now for Jaleel McLaughlin. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Now 2nd and 9. And now an audible here into something else. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. You talk about this Falcon defense. They've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line for a playoff berth. It's usually right around that number. A loss here, all of a sudden you got to go 6-2 down the stretch just to reach 10 wins. That means this game is vital.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
From the shotgun, it's Penix. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. That makes him now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. First and 10 as this new drive starts. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
The Broncos at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. You talk about this Falcon defense. They enter this one 18th in the NFL in stopping the run.
This is an area of the game that they definitely have to improve because right now, against the pass, top 10 in the league. But against the run, that's where the struggles have come in. Got to find a way to make sure they stop runners before they get started.
And he slings one that's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Nix to the air. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. On the handoff, McLaughlin. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Off the play fake, here's Nix. They'll roll him out right. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Partner, took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Tag. Come 19, come Viking 18.
Throwing Nix. That is caught. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 27-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And 3rd and 8 now. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where's he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great play there. with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. In motion to tight end. To the air, Penix. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the 1st half.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this 1st half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try to figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Here's Nix. And this is incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. He was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
And looking to throw, Penix. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on 1st down.
Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Penix. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Bijan Robinson, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons are back within a score. Point after here coming up. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Off the bootleg, here's Nix. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Here comes 3rd and about a foot. The give is to McLaughlin. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. Now it's Nix. That's into the hands of McLaughlin. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On the ground, here's McLaughlin. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will do it for this 1st half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
1 touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback, and the third quarter will start from the 30. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Here's Penix.
It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence. The big plays are out there.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Here's 2nd and 10. A quick throw out wide to Mooney. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. J.C. Horn up to make the tackle.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
They'll throw with Penix.
Sets up the screen to Robinson. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. To throw again is Penix.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th.
They are going for it. Penix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down, and that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give him a new set of downs. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Checks this one down to Robinson.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
On 3rd down, Penix from the gun.
Eluding the pressure right. And he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll run. It's McLaughlin.
And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
So right after the defense gets you the ball on a takeaway and a fumble recovery of their own, you've got to reward them, don't you? You've got to stay out on the field, give them a chance to rest, and how about doing it the way they did it, running the football and picking it up on 3rd down.
Yeah, would not have wanted to go 3 and out. They avoid that right there.
Yeah, they avoided the glares as they went back to the bench, didn't they?
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Nix. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Nix. He finds his man, complete. It's McLaughlin. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. We have played 3 quarters. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly a wild throw there, and it is intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Broncos will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
A throw he probably shouldn't have made, rolling left and then throwing back across the field.
And when you do that and you're rolling towards the sideline,
You've cut down your field in a big way, significantly, and the guys who play in the second and the third level, those linebackers and DBs, they know that, and they know they don't have nearly as much space to cover, and they're hoping you try and throw it back towards the middle.
That to the sideline and incomplete. Boy, they're going to say there's a receiver in the area. That was close to grounding, but it's second down. Here's McLaughlin.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
The Broncos on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Nix able to find the open man. That's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here. Over 20 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag.
The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Nix from the shotgun.
He finds his man, complete. It's McLaughlin. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Let's go now. Ready?
Working out of the gun is Nix.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10.
So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
That's out wide here for Robinson.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Now Penix. He's got his target. That's complete.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
They'll try to throw again. Here's Penix. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
A play fake. Now Penix.
Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Penix to the air once more.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd.
To the air, Penix.
That is caught, and all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Now 1st and goal. Throwing again, Penix.
Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
And looking to throw, Penix.
He's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Bijan Robinson.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Falcons have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
They do tack on the extra point as well. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. A carry from McLaughlin.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the 1st down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Nothing flashy there. The slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
Now they'll change things up. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
Let's go now.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
3rd and 12.
They'll keep it on the ground. McLaughlin. And he's got some space here. And they will finally get him down, but not before he takes this to the Falcons' 22.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. They'll run on first down. It's McLaughlin, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far, they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard.